Hello, guy. Yeah, man, my name is McDonald. I'm here in South Africa. At the same time, while I'm here, I just here to come to work for my family. Otherwise, where I'm from Transkei, where I was born, And, I'm just like here in Stellenbosch at the moment, and I'm here for 20 to 22 years because I think I started staying here around about 1981 till now. But since then, and I've been considering a lot of things here according my concern, to the people. I found out when I'm always on holiday, I see a lot of kids going up and down during the week, Therefore, I understand the kids supposed to be at school. But, I ask myself why these kids are going up and down the streets every day, But I started giving myself a task, every time to take these kids back to school and finding out different problems of these kids. Because my holiday, normally I used to take my holiday on March, and it's just a little bit from January up to March, and then seeing that kids are still up and down the location. And then when I go to the school, maybe when the kid is saying that I have such and such a problem, but finding out, no, the kids, some of them have different problems like domestic violence, and also, some of them, I have no parents. I'm staying with my aunt, staying with my uncle, and I found out no one who's after the kid, like the kid is from blood and flesh, He just take the kid that, no, it's for my sister, but I'm not going to worry about the kid that off is at school or not, But I take as responsibility this to me, that I must take care of these kids, A lot of kids every year, I take them to schools, different schools at that time, but at this moment of time, I decided to give me a work for these kids, and trying to build up a sort of project, just because, and to make sure these kids are at school, although these kids have no parents, some of them have different domestic, but for me to do so, it was not enough, just because these kids, I can see some of them, they need psychologists, to find out about their problems, and at the same time, I found out if maybe I can get someone who's got a better knowledge than I have, to help me with these kids, and then I met one day a guy who his name also Guy, and I talked to this guy, and this guy was listening to my story, and this guy, and when he pays attention, he said that, okay, maybe we can work something, but let me go back home, and maybe when I come back, we can try to build up something for these kids, And then these kids, at the moment, I can see that if we can maybe find a very good support, financially, these kids can get a lot of opportunity for brilliant future of them. Just because for us to do so, me and Guy, it's also to reduce the amount of the crime, just because crime in South Africa is very high. And if we are not going to look after these kids, they will grow up without school, without education from any parent, getting together with other criminals outside, And we are not going to stop the crime like that, but this is the way to stop the crime. At the same time, I give my life for these kids. but because if I am not going to do so, who is going to do? Actually, if the project can grow up well, maybe the whole Western Cape we can occupy with such a work to work on these kids, you know, getting all the kids back to school, getting good education. Therefore, in future, these kids are also going to come back to help other kids, you know, that are also going the same as they went before I met them, you know. So I'm just very excited for this job, because this job to me is my life, because I love kids. I love kids. I love human. I love special kids, because if you love kids, you build the community. If you love kids, you just get the stress away. If you love kids, you like to watch on them. It's just like God, to watch to the whole human in the world when you watch on the kids. But because when the kids are playing, you see, you watch them and you laugh at them for what they do to play, you know, and knowing that these kids, somebody is building the future of them. Thank you.